Hello, this is Rick and Carol Durling hosting Your Speaking Matters. Each episode of this podcast unravels the secrets of effective communication through engaging conversations, techniques, and tips. The skills and techniques can definitely help you or anyone transform your fear of public speaking into a skill set that opens doors to new opportunities. In this episode, we will be talking with Vicki Harwood, who is the District 62 Club Growth Director. Vicki, good afternoon, and how are you doing today?
Good afternoon to you as well. I am doing great. I love that the weather is a little bit warmer now than it was a couple days ago.
I can't disagree with that. We have much better weather on this part of Michigan as well. So we are doing a lot of snow melting, and we can actually drive without having to feel like we're on a dirt road. Vicki, you're the District 62 Club Growth Director. Can you give us a little bit about your background and what motivated you to join Toastmasters? For instance, how long have you been in Toastmasters? What clubs and so forth?
Yes, thank you. Around 2010, I worked at a power plant in Muskegon. I was the medical first responder program manager. At that time, I had to talk in front of everyone in the plant, which I was very nervous to do, even to talk in front of my own team to do a safety topic. At that time, one of my managers said, "You should think about Toastmasters." He told me what it was, and I said, "I will never be in Toastmasters. I will never speak in front of a group." It's crazy to think because 2015, I met my friend in my current department at work. She said, "Would you like to go to a meeting with me?" I said, "Sure." It ended up being Rising Stars Toastmasters Club. I went for my very first time, even as I sat at the table, didn't even stand up or do a table topics. I was nervous to introduce myself and how I found out about the meeting. Took me about 6 months. On April 1st, 2016, I joined Rising Stars Toastmasters Club, and I have been there ever since, going on almost 10 years. I have been a member of Rising Stars the entire time. We meet on Thursday from 12 to 1. It is my home club. I love it. I am also a member of 3 other clubs currently, 4 clubs total. One of them is Trailblazers. They meet on Tuesday nights from 6:10 to 7:30, another great club. Jackson Early Birds, which is on Wednesday mornings from 7 to 8 a.m., a very early morning. And Southwest Advanced Toastmasters Club, which meets the first Wednesday of every month from 6:30 to 8 p.m. I love all of my clubs. I've never met a Toastmasters club that I didn't like.
Wow, you are definitely active in Toastmasters, and it's no wonder why you've ended up as in the district trio. Rising Stars, Trailblazers, Jackson Early Birds, Southwest Advanced Clubs. That's a lot of clubs to be in. And are you like taking on leadership roles in each one of those clubs, or how does that work?
All except for one, because I am a trio member this year, I did take on leadership roles in Rising Stars. I am secretary and VP of PR.
Mm,
For
so that,
Trailblazers, I do not have any leadership roles this time around. Not Trailblazers. Jackson Early Birds, I am secretary and treasurer for them. And for Southwest Advanced Club, I am VP of PR, which it was to be a placeholder, but it's ending up that I am doing the job because we currently don't have anyone else to do it. even though being a trio member is a huge job.
You have a lot of work on you in front of you as a club growth director. But for our audience, can you describe what a growth director does, particularly in a district like District 62, which covers an awful lot of territory?
I look at club growth director as having my finger on the pulse of the district. It is for membership growth. It is for building new clubs and helping those struggling clubs, those clubs between 3 members and 13 members, 12 members, in order to make sure that we get club coaches for those clubs that need them and want them. We also look at building new clubs, which this year we have built 2 clubs so far. We have another 3 in the pipeline. I'm very
Wow.
excited about that. Membership growth, I'm actually giving a talk tonight on how to help our district increase their membership, because that is one thing that our whole district needs to work on is membership. And then helping out the program quality director and district director as needed, also the area directors and division directors and what they need as well. It is a big job for sure.
Almost definitely. Now I have to ask a question that's a little bit about what you just talked about, because I'm VP of Membership for Confident Communicators. And you're giving a talk tonight about how to attract members. Is that what I understood?
Yes, that is correct.
So really quickly, what would be one thing that you would absolutely insist on telling me if I attended that meeting? I'm a VPM.
I would, as a VPM, I would encourage you to look at not just family and friends, look around at your neighborhood, at the businesses around, especially the colleges. There are a lot of younger people that could definitely use Toastmasters. I think about when I started, if I would have known about Toastmasters when I was in my 20s, where would I be now? And I like to tell the story. My daughter is actually in Toastmasters with me, and she is
Oh, cool.
23.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I've made it a family affair. And now that doesn't always work, but I think as far as attracting some younger people into Toastmasters, I would say it is a great way to absolutely up your leadership game. It's not all about public speaking. I always say it's a communication and leadership skills organization. A lot of the younger kids and younger adults like to think about being promoted. This is a great way to do that. And that's how I would talk to people and tell them that this is a great way to do that. Come see what we're about. Come for a couple times. And then talk to them about all of the opportunities that abound. As a leader in some of my Toastmasters groups, I was able to get promoted as a supervisor in my company, which I don't know that I would have gotten it had I not have gone to Toastmasters. That's where I've learned all of my leadership skills. I think that's important to communicate that out.
It's been one of the things that I'm noticing is in order to attract the younger members, you absolutely have to make sure that they understand that this is opening doors that they don't even know exist, being able to communicate effectively. Now,
Networking is huge.
yes, absolutely huge. Now, another aspect of your job is District 62 is really pretty huge. And for instance, from the northernmost club that I'm aware of right now in District 62 to Niles, Michigan, that would be Traverse City to Niles, Michigan, is 245 miles. And it's 257 from Traverse City to Port Huron, which is maybe the area that we're talking about. And we're about to become District 216, which will basically add all of District 28, all of District 62, and a bit of District 11. So we're going to have a district that's 445 miles from Sault Ste. Marie to Findlay, Ohio. That's a huge area. So I got to believe that you have faced some challenges just due to the geographic size of the district, for District 62 as it stands. What are the kinds of challenges that you faced as a club growth director in that space?
Some of the challenges we face are when we have our district events, such as our club officer training or Toastmaster Leadership Institute, even our speech contests. We need to find areas that are big enough to house everyone, and also we need to find spaces that are equidistant for all of the clubs that are traveling. In the past, we have picked some locations that one was on the east side of the state because we did one on the west side of the state the year before. This year, we have been picking Lansing area, and it's because it's kind of maybe not equidistant, but it's in the center of the state where it seems everybody can come to. Now, some still don't, but that would be one of the challenges. I also have challenges with finding some club coaches. Sometimes I have some people who are willing to be a club coach, and they are in, say, like Traverse City. Now, Traverse City, if I have a club that they want a coach and they're in Lansing, that's a long distance to drive. I'm trying to get others from other clubs to look in the area and see if maybe some of those members would be willing that it's in the area and they can help.
Wow. Yeah, we have much the same challenges currently in District 28. Club coaches are somewhat difficult to find sometimes. And on the other hand, sometimes clubs don't know that they're eligible for it and need to reach out to the district and ask for that help. Because boy, it does make a difference. Our club, Confident Communicators, has just reached out and obtained a club coach, and I'm looking forward to the interaction. She's already provided some really great ideas. Really works really well.
That is great. Yeah, I've been communicating out to the district executive council for several months. I put out a letter asking these are the qualifications that you need to have a club coach. Also looking for sponsors and mentors because sometimes that's difficult too. Some people don't think they can necessarily take it all on because they don't know what it all entails.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So Vicki, besides the large geography, what other challenges do you face as club growth director?
I think starting new clubs is another one. We do get leads. We have our lead management system that's through Toastmasters International. And we've had a couple in the pipeline. And sometimes I feel that individuals reach out. It's not necessarily for them to have a club, but them to find out about Toastmasters. So we do have those. And then we also do cold calls for that. I would say starting new clubs can be difficult because the corporations may not know, but Toastmasters International has this great resource to be able to talk to them about what the benefits are. It's all about the benefits. It's not about, we have great meetings. We start on time, we end on time. We always have to do the value added to appeal to them. And I think that's one thing that I don't know that everybody does it that way. I know I didn't used to do it that way either. I used to say, we start on time, we end on time, we have an agenda, and if you don't know what the meeting's about, that's not helpful. Starting new clubs has been a struggle the last couple of years. This year, as I said, we built 2 new clubs, one in Lansing, Michigan State Police, and the other one is Central Michigan University in Mount Pleasant. And we are looking forward to building more clubs.
Would you recommend that Toastmasters pursue a district position?
Absolutely. What a great way to serve the district. I am a servant leader, as I know a lot of others are as well. And it is a great way to serve, whether you're an area director or you are a division director or even part of the trio. I have learned a lot about leading a team. As an area director, even though it's all volunteer, it's not like you're the boss of them, but you get to learn how to facilitate between the clubs in your area. As a division director, you then have a little bit more advanced leadership skills, and that's also helped me in my job at work. I had a team of people that I led. As being part of the trio, this is a lot more, and I have learned more about how to lead, different ways to lead, different way to say things so that everyone can hear how they listen what I'm trying to say. I would absolutely have everyone do this.
I can't agree with you more. I think that for young professionals to be able to try out these different leadership positions, gets them thinking about first, second, third line management, and to be able to do it in an organization like Toastmasters, then apply it to their job or their community organization. What a great opportunity to grow.
I like to call Toastmasters a learning laboratory. I learned this from one of the charter members in Rising Stars. He's always called it a learning laboratory. It's a safe place to fail, and I fully believe in that. That's how I got my daughter into Toastmasters, and then she was a manager at her last job.
There you go.
And that plays to something you said earlier, and that is the value. It's not just that we start on time. There is so much value that you get from being in Toastmasters, particularly if you invest not only in gaining the confidence to speak and leadership skills, but even more so if you take on roles in the club and roles in the district to add to those leadership and communication skills. Well, that is ever so true.
What are the requirements to become a district leader?
First, you have to be a member in good standing in a club that is in good standing, which means you have to be a paid member. You have to have at least 8 members in the club. And you typically have to have, not necessarily, but you should have served as a club officer. I tend to think of presidents and VPEs, but it could be anybody on the officer role. For the higher roles, such as the trio, you typically need prior district level experience, maybe being an area director, a division director. I know for the area director, it's typically president or VPE, but it doesn't necessarily have to be so.
This has been very informative along many different lines. I love the concept that this is a learning laboratory. It's a place to make mistakes and gain from that experience. You don't have to worry about getting fired, for instance, by taking on a leadership role, or if you take on a leadership role in the public sector. Yeah, you very well may find yourself taking on something and failing and having that problem. So what better place to practice the skills both for communication and leadership than a place where everybody's going to support you? And I think that's absolutely dynamite. Now we're getting close to the time that we'd allotted for this interview today. Are there any additional remarks you'd like to make about being in Toastmasters, Vicki?
Yes, I would like to share that I think this is a lifelong skill. Helen Blanchard said, if you get out of Toastmasters, all that there is to get out of Toastmasters, you'll never leave Toastmasters. That is one thing that I always think about. I didn't know what Toastmasters was in 2010, 2015. I never knew what I was missing until I joined in 2016, and I have never looked back. My plan is to forever be in Toastmasters and share it with all of my family, friends, my coworkers, everybody. I think it's something that everybody can use and everyone needs. Thank you.
That is awesome. I can't disagree with any of that. Carol, is there any additional remarks you'd like to make?
It's been lovely having you on our podcast today, Vicki. I've really enjoyed this, and it's great to be able to get to know people in District 22 as we look forward to becoming together 216 next year.
I'm excited as well.
I am as well, and I will again say thank you, Vicki, for giving us some of your time, because I know as a district director, or just being involved in the trio, you're very, very busy, not the least of which you're also busy with work. So thank you for being on our podcast today, and I look forward to meeting you in person when we do merge as 216, because I think Carol and I will almost absolutely make a point of traveling to wherever the spring conferences are, just to meet the additional members of 216 that are definitely out there. So let's play that special music and wrap things up here.